Hello everybody and welcome to a brand new episode here on Glengarry. So what are we up to today? Well, today we are going to do some ploughing, and we'll be doing that ploughing as soon as I can make the right turns to get to the field. So yeah, we're going to do some ploughing today. We've got the John Deere 7810 out in the field doing some cultivating. He's got 2 fields to cultivate. I've got 1 field to plough, which is the potato field from the last episode. So we'll get this ploughed today, and it shouldn't take all that long. To be fair, it's not a huge field, and as I say, we'll get this ploughed and get this turned over, and job will be a good one. So yeah, I hope you're all well today. I'm doing fantastically well at the moment. Not having too bad a day. But yeah, so I say busy episode. We've got some combining to do as well. We've got a few contracts in at the moment. We've got a couple of, I think we've got a wheat field, a sorghum field, and 2 sunflower fields to harvest. We've got this field to obviously plough, and we're doing 2 cultivating fields, and then that is kind of it really for then until the contracts update again. So I've got the better contracts mod in, and the reason I've got it in is because you can sort of control a lot more about what the contracts are, how they're going to sort of come along, and so we're not just constantly doing contracts, because we do have our own sort of fields as well to look after. So it's a case of trying to get a nice balance. The one thing I do like about obviously being a contractor is I can have a sort of every video we'll be doing something different, I think. And so that's good, and it keeps the variety there as well. But then at the same time, we have got a few fields of our own. We will increase our acreage a little bit. The premise of this save is we're contractors, and we go off and do work, obviously, for everyone else. But I think the 3 fields behind the farm, which we own already, you own them from the start. When you load the map in, you own those fields. And then I think we're going to buy the 3 fields that are in front of the farm, or on the opposite side of the farm, and that will be our total acreage. Oh dear, James. Oh dear, that's not very good. That's not very good at all. So the one thing we do need to buy ourselves is a rock picker, because as I've said before, I don't buy the seeds and different things like that, and the sprays and the lime and everything like that, mainly because if I was a contractor in real life, I wouldn't buy your seeds for you. You would pay me to come and drill your seeds that you purchased. So what I intend to do is, I always, for some reason, the plough is dragging my tractor over to the right. So this tractor is not quite boss of this plough. I've got a front weight on as well, because I just thought it would help with the front balance a little bit. But yeah, so what I sort of usually do is just fill the drill up by adding. I've got a mod where you can just add seed, and then doing it that way, what happens is it's twofold. So like I said, you wouldn't buy the seed or the fertilizer or whatever, or the lime or whatever it is, and then they just say to you, we'll just pay you for what little bit you have left. You just wouldn't do that. As I say, whenever I've been anywhere contracting, it's always been a case of they have the seed, I turn up, I fill my drill with their seed, and and I drill away, sort of thing, So the fact that the game sort of expects you to pay for the farmer's seed is silly. So I tend to do that. But with the lime, what I'm going to do is, because we can pick the stones off any cultivated or ploughed contract field in this game, again through the collect stones at ploughing contract mod. The stones that we put into the crusher, we will, because we're taking it off their fields, and in a sense it's kind of, if we wanted to be really cheeky, we could just sell the lime that the stone crusher makes. But instead what I'm going to do is I'm going to use that as the lime to put on their fields, because in theory it's we'll be able to use the stone and the lime that's made and spread it onto the contract fields. Sorry, I lost my complete train of thought then, because I suddenly realised that I do apologise for that. Completely, like my mind just went utterly blank, and it was kind of like, what am I even talking about? Dear me. I'm having one of those days today. My heart's struggling today, and when that happens, I sort of kind of find breathing hard to do, and also as well, thought is quite hard to do as well. So I do apologise if I'm a little bit breathy, but what we're going to do is we're going to, because I am struggling to string sentences together because of, as I say, when my heart symptoms are happening. So just very quickly and very, very briefly, when I say my heart's struggling today, so my heart has a tendency to keep stopping, and what happens obviously is, A, that makes me exceptionally tired, B, it makes it obviously very difficult to breathe, makes me very lightheaded, very dizzy, hence the reason why I sort of lose train of thought and lose concentration and everything like that. And it sort of kind of feels like you're about to go, and then the heart kicks in again, and then it beats for a few minutes, and then it sort of stops again. So it makes it incredibly difficult for me to do when that's happening, to do the simplest of tasks. And as I say, I sort of ideally, I would just sort of kind of lay on the settee or the bed or whatever and just sort of chill out until it passes, because usually, touch wood, it does pass. But yeah, so that if I'm saying my heart's struggling and I'm sort of not very chatty and I keep wandering off, that's the reason why. It's because my heart keeps stopping, and it makes it hard for me to keep sort of concentration and stuff like that. But anyway, I'm going to switch over to a little bit of music anyway, and some time lapse, because we've got this field to plough, we've got another field to cultivate, and then hopefully there'll be enough time in the video as well to do some harvesting. Even if we only get one field harvested, there'll be enough time. But I'm going to bid you farewell for now, and I will be back at the end to summarise and to hopefully be feeling a little bit better and have a little bit more of in the way of conversation. But anyway, bye for now. And I'm back. How are we all doing? Well, as you can see, we've done the sorghum and we've now finished this wheat field. We've just got 2 sunflower fields to do, which we'll do in the next episode. We'll do that in the next episode. The next episode also as well, what we'll do is we'll bale the straw that we get from the 4 fields, and we'll then pack them together, and once we've done that, we will then sell the straw for a little bit of extra income. I've been sort of, as we've been going around, I've been sort of thinking to myself the sort of equipment that we're going to need. So one thing we are desperate for us to move the business on a little bit, because in the last episode, the potatoes, it was good doing it, but it was taking a long time, only having 2 tractors and trailers. We needed the 3rd big tractor on the picker to obviously pull that. And one thing that did sort of, I don't know, come to me was, we're gonna need a 3rd big tractor, so that we can have, we need to buy another trailer as well. And I possibly would like to go for a slightly bigger trailer than what they are. They're nice trailers, but they don't hold that much. Of course, when you've got a trailer that doesn't hold that much, you obviously need to empty it more often. So that would be sort of fairly high up on the list. A new tractor, definitely. And then from there, we're looking at new trailers. We're going to need a potato harvester, because potatoes is something that I want to get into, and veg in general on here, so that because they bring in good money. But not only that, we're going to be needing to do sugar beet harvesting. I'm hoping that we might be lucky and I might get to sort of do all of the contracts. And by that I mean sort of do the year's worth of contracts on one field. So, we cultivate or plough it, we drill it, or plant it, or whatever. We spray it, we weed it, we fertilise it, we harvest it, we sort of repeat the process. So I'm hoping that we might get, I'd love to get it on all the fields, but if we could get it on some of the fields where we just do all the work on there, that would be fantastic, because as I say, that would mean then that we could, earn, potentially quite a lot of money from them. So that's the sort of things at the moment that I'm thinking about doing, and that we're going to need to do, really. If we are to move the business on as much as what I want to do. This is fantastic little starting equipment, and some of it may well be kept throughout the save, but some of it will have to be updated. Just depends on sort of what happens peak busy times. So it's going to be interesting to see sort of what does happen. Again, there's a lot of things that I'm doing on sort of doing for YouTube that I've never done before, and a sole contracting save is something I've sort of not really done before. I've done so as I've had my own farm, and I sort of do contracting to earn extra money, but I've not actually had it where contracting is my only source of income. It won't quite be once we get up and running, because I do want to get the animals up and running again. I wasn't going to do it in this save in this series, but seeing as they're there, they're already there, they're already set up, so we may as well crack on with it. But yeah, so no, as I say, that's going to be it for this episode, and we'll actually just have a little look in there, because I think most of the things that we're going to buy is going to be second hand. I don't think it's going to be brand new. So it's sort of going to be over a period of time when we get things. I've just seen that and thought, a second combine might be a bit useful, but we're in September now. We're late September as well now, so it's going to be October when we flip over to the next day on the game. And in all fairness, I don't think a second combine is is necessarily what we're sort of looking for at the moment. But yeah, so that's sort of where we're looking towards. For the business, a new tractor. Again, I'm not opposed to anything in around about the sort of 200 horsepower mark. 175. I mean, we don't need to go ridiculously big at this stage. Something like that. I mean, what's that? 205, 175. Yeah, so that's 201. Something along those lines, or maybe just a low end middle one. Like that massive Ferguson, 200 horsepower, 210, just something like that. I would like that one's got a the gearbox in it that I don't like, and I can't think for the life of me what it's called. I know it's completely gone. But I would like something like this. It's got the sort of automatic gear range where it just rides up the ranges rather than having to, because those tractors do get a little bit frustrating. But yeah, I mean, even something like that I wouldn't be opposed to, but we'll see. As I say, once we get sort of fully up and going, I think fast tracks are going to be the way to go for our karting because they're going to be faster. But yeah, anything along here, something. Well, I mean, even that's quite nice. 261 horsepower. It's a nice tractor. We've got that one nice tractor, the Vents, obviously John Deere. Anyway, we've got a whole range, and as I say, we we need to be looking at that over the next sort of few episodes, which will probably be a few months in terms of game time, but certainly ready for next year. And also as well, with getting a third big tractor, we'll be able to take on another worker because we've got 2 workers. So that we have to sort of find work for. So we'll be able to have a third worker, which at the moment not really necessary. As I say, the tractor will be bought, and will be there as an option. But when we are doing potatoes and when we are doing sugar beet and sort of jobs like that, then we can always bring in a temporary tractor driver to do our work for us. But yeah, that'll be, as I say, over the next few weeks. But thanks ever so much for joining me. If you haven't done already, please don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. It really does help the channel. Also hit that share button. That also helps the channel out massively. And a big thank you to everyone that helped me reach my 400 target for the 1st of July. We've now got a new target, which is 450 before August the 1st. So I'm pretty certain that we can all get there. I had over 1,000 views on one of my 1950s Farms videos. I think it was last week or maybe the week before now. And only 125 people that watched that video were subscribed to my channel. So for everyone else that's watching my channel, please, please, please consider hitting that subscribe button. It really, really does help me. And it really will help me to get to where I want to be, sort of quicker and doing the things that I want to do. So a massive, sort of please in just hitting that subscribe button. That's all you need to do. Get notified every time I drop a new video, and you'll be all set to go. But anyway, all that's left for me to say is thanks ever so much for joining me on this video. I've really enjoyed having your company, and I hope to see you again next time. Bye for now.